Okay, so again, welcome. Hello, everyone. Very quickly, let me see. So Cara, Faith, if you girls can just continue to help me meet the rest of the guys in here. Okay, we're going to start very soon. And before I get going, just very quickly, I do know that there are participants in here that purchased the toolkit. So if you have done that, make sure you have them with you so you're not running around scrambling for it in a short while. We will start the practice together. And I also did have quite a number of people did ask me after we closed the registration to be able to purchase the kit. So at the end of the session, if you are interested to just get the tryout kit, we do have the instructions how to do that. So just stay patient with us. Continue to learn today, and then you can decide later on if that's something that you're interested in. Okay. So I think I'm going to just go ahead and start. And by the way, you're going to see a couple of different interesting views. So my name is Kai. So right now you're going to see me as Kai-chan facing you. And you're also going to see a Kai's back view. This is so that later on when we actually work on this entire area at the back, you can see this better. So if you are on handphone, the best way that you can do is there usually is 2 screens at any one time. You can toggle it so that because there's always one screen that is bigger. So if you need to see me at the back, toggle to that one. If you're on the laptops or desktop, you should be fine, you know. If at any one point in time, this is a whole technological disco for me because I will be managing a lot of different things. If at any one point in time you're going like, Kai, we cannot see you, please just feel free to either unmute yourself or, okay, it's harder if you put it in the chat. I may not see it, but unmute yourself and just let me know that you're having trouble seeing something. Okay, so let's get started. And what I want to do is launch my slides first. Okay. Okay. So everyone can see my slides. Yeah. Ooh, how come we're here? All right. Okay, we're at this page. So welcome everyone to tonight's class, Neuro-Auricular Technique. Now, I have to admit to you guys are my very special audience because I typically do this live in person. And this is the very first time we're trying this out online. Okay, so you are my privileged audience, and thank you very much for joining us today so that we can all learn together. I'm learning how to conduct this effectively online for you guys. So Neuro-Auricular Technique is something that was created by Young Living's founder. I'll talk a little bit about Young Living later on. This is a brand of essential oils. Young Living's founder, Gary Young, he took quite a number of different ancient techniques and put it together that includes the use of essential oils and massage, okay? And the process, usually when we teach people live, is to administer it for another person. So for example, you can do, as you learn this, you can do this for a kid, for an adult, for your spouse, somebody that you're caring for, or just, you know, as a daily massage practice that enhances their cognitive wellness, or if they really need a lot more focus, or to help calm themselves down, or to sleep better. These are all different things that the NAT can be used for. So before I start, I do want to put in a disclaimer very, very quickly that over here, as I share any stories, etc., these are definitely expressed as my own, and they do not represent the company Young Living, okay? So this is me, very, very quick introduction. So you get an idea of who I am. My name is Kai, and I'm from Singapore. So I do have a team in Philippines, and it's been really, really nice being able to do this series of class with them. Some of you might have already attended some of our previous online classes. And if you're very, very new to us, we'll continue to have some more of these classes. So feel free to continue to follow us and join our classes. So our team is called One Drop, and we established that in 2010. So I am actually a brand partner with this brand called Young Living Essential Oils. We have a global community of almost 30K people worldwide. And like I mentioned earlier on, Philippines is definitely one of the other countries that we do have a lot of users in there. At the same time, I'm also a wellness coach. So this is almost 7 years ago. I started with Institute of Integrative Nutrition to be able to get certified to work with people on their health, their wellness, and their nutrition. So this was something that I pursued because I really wanted to be able to incorporate the essential oils, the food, all the different wellness techniques, and help people be able to find solutions for themselves. Now, some of you are already very familiar with essential oils. You may or may not know of Young Living, so I do want to give a very, very quick introduction. Thank you, Cara, for turning on the transcript. Okay, yeah, I do want to give a very quick introduction to essential oils so that you guys have an understanding why we are specifically using the Young Living essential oils right now. So this very first slide just says, what do essential oils do for plants? So if you don't already know, essential oils do come from plants, okay? They are the essences that runs in every single plant. They all have them. Now, these essences are existing in the plants for a very, very good reason. So over here, simplify, I give you 3 top reasons. Number 1, they are in the plants to fight diseases. Plants do get diseases, and then these essences are there to help them fight. 2, these plant essences are also heavily concentrated with oxygen molecules. So they deliver the oxygen throughout the plants, and that allows the plant to survive and to grow strong. And third, these essences also supports healing. So for example, if you see a plant that got scratched, that got broken, etc., the essences actually provide the healing properties. So as we understand how plant essence work for plants itself, we now can understand how it will work for human beings as well. Because the human body is almost like the plants in many, many ways and completely complementary. So all these natural plant essence, whatever they do for the plants, they will be able to do the exact same things, fight diseases, deliver oxygen, and support healing for you and I and your family. And how do essential oils, sorry about the title, but how did the essential oils actually work? So one of the things that you do want to realize is that the essential oils are just tiny, tiny molecules. They are so small, okay, that in one single drop of essential oil, it's about 40 million trillion molecules, okay? As this essential oil is applied to the body, it takes 22 seconds to get into our brain, 2 minutes to get into our bloodstream, and 20 minutes for it to saturate through every single cell in our body. So this is how fast essential oils can work through us. But here's the thing. So in the market, unfortunately, there are many types of essential oils. And if you did understand and study the essential oil and aromatherapy history, along the way, what has happened is with industrialization, there is a lot of shortcut that has been put in to producing a smell or an essence. And very often, you're going to have a product that looks really, really cheap and affordable, but you have to question whether that's really the plant essence in itself. So over here, I want to show you 4 different grades of essential oils. Let's start right at the base, grade D. So grade D is what we know as synthetic oils. Synthetic oils have 0 plant essence, okay? I want to stress that, 0 plant essence. It's basically a substance that's made in the laboratory to smell nice. And then they bottle it. And you know, the tricky thing about the essential oil industry is because it's not the most regulated, someone can put a marketing label on the bottle that says pure essential oil, when in there is literally nothing from a plant. Okay, so this is very, very common, and it's very often just super cheap. You can find in shopping malls, at push carts, you know, and a lot of people think that they contain plant oils. Grade C is what we call extended or altered oils. These oils typically, in a bottle, you're going to see maybe 10 to 15% that is actually from plants. Everything else is chemicals. Again, that means that you're getting something that is heavily unnatural. And these chemicals, when they are applied in any way on your body, they will be absorbed into your body. Then we have grade B, which is typically termed natural, organic, or sometimes there are people who will tell you they have a certified organic essential oil. This is also a very, very tricky layer, because what happens is it is well known in the industry that having the so-called certification of organic does not mean that a product is 100% organic. Okay, this is a worldwide known fact right now. Everyone used to think organic means super pure. But right now, when people are beginning to scrutinize the certification, they realize that there is an allowance for an ingredient in there that is not necessarily grown organically. So somebody could actually input a substance in there that could contaminate the entire product. So what we're going to ask you to look for, if you really want to use essential oils to help the physical body heal and become better and stronger, is to look for a grade A essential oil. That's what we call a therapeutic essential oil. In every single bottle, that should be 100% plant essence. There are few exceptions when some base oil, which is a fatty oil that might have been added to it, but that should be completely natural as well. So it shouldn't be diluted or thinned out with chemicals. Pure essential oils will have complete profile that contains all the therapeutic compounds of the original plant. Okay, now we're going to get to this other part, which is about the massage technique. So before we get started, there's a few things I do want to kind of highlight that you should be able to see on the slide. Okay, a few important parts that we will touch on because we're actually going to gently massage this area. Okay, so you guys should be able to see the screen of my back view. Okay, right at where the hairline is. If you press just at the middle of the back, there is a gentle dent. Okay, right? And on the slide, you see that I've highlighted that area in pink color. So that area is called the locus coeruleus. In short, just because it's such a fancy name, we're just going to call it LC. This area, it's kind of like this. It literally is the central space where all the different nerves and all the different meridians reach out to your brains, go through your spine and to other major organs. So this is kind of like a, well, I don't know what you guys would call it in Philippines. In Singapore, we have like bus interchange or like bus terminals. Yeah, where all the buses go out to different parts of Singapore. So this is like where it's like the headquarters. Yeah. When you work on this spot, you are generally working on all of your body. Okay. The other thing that I want you to pay attention to is on the spine, C7, the location of C7. The way you're going to locate it is you're going to place your first palm just at the hairline underneath. Okay, that's one palm, right? And then you're going to just add the second palm there. So it's a little bit of stretching for the hands. But this location at about this height is where your spine, the section of C7 starts. Okay, so today, a lot of the massage you're going to listen to later on is going to start from about this height. So it makes it easy for us to actually do self-application. And if you really, really can't reach, that's where you got to find someone to do the massage for you. Okay, so NAT itself, what's the benefits? So if I sum it up, there's so many things. If I sum it up, the top three that I put here includes supporting spinal and brain health. So anything related to spine and related to your whole brain and cognitive wellness. So whether you're looking at having someone become more focused, or if somebody actually experiences anxiety, etc., this is really good. So if you haven't heard me talk about it before, my dad, he was a Parkinson's patient, and this was something that we would do every week, 3 or 4 times for him. Okay. So number 2, this is really good for supporting your nervous system. So like I mentioned earlier, anxiety, depression, if you're finding that you tend to get very stressed out, nervous, you cannot sleep well, that's likely your nervous system very high strung. Okay. So this is going to help your entire body start to relax and learn to go into the space of what we call the parasympathetic system, which is the resting mode. And lastly, NAT is really great for stress release. And I think this, don't have to explain. And I think almost everyone needs this, okay? Just because of all the different things that we're going through in our lives. So, Kara, if you can help me just paste the NAT PDF link in the chat. So if you are on a desktop and you can scan this with your phone, please go ahead. So you're going to end up with a nice little instruction sheet that you can keep for yourself. It has my contact on it as well. So you can reach out to me anytime if you want to ask more questions. Later on, you can either follow that instruction sheet, or you can, of course, refer to our slides over here. It looks a little bit different, but mostly the same. We have to just squeeze all the instructions on that one page. Is everyone good? I'm just going to give a little bit more time for people to get hold of this. All right. Okay. We have no problem with this, right? Everybody, if you scan it, you can see it, yeah? Okay. Let me move on. Okay, I do want to show you this, the spinal connection. Why is working on our spine and this whole area, the craniosacral part of our brain, so important? So if you just look at this, how our spine is connected to all major organs, okay? Whether it's from your eyes to your tear glands, to your nose, to your heart, to your lungs, to your stomach, to your liver, to your pancreas, all the way down. this is like the body's highway. If you work on the spine, you're working on almost all the major organs that needs caring for in our body. Okay, so I would say NAT is something that you, if you can, do it as regularly as possible as a means and way to support yourself, to relieve stress, to be able to sleep better. So a quick look at the 5 oils that we're going to use tonight. Okay, I am not going to details. As we work through the massage techniques, I will talk a little bit more. Okay, so the first oil that we will begin to use later is called Valor. This is a blend, and by its name, you might already guess that it has this amazing ability and benefit of bringing forth courage. And it's also a super grounding oil. So many times used alone, we like to use it to help calm the system down, to reduce nervousness, to help someone feel a lot more stable emotionally. Okay. The second oil, frankincense, is something that I think a lot of people have heard of. You'll be familiar. And if you're a believer, well, actually, even if you're not one, you would have heard that frankincense was one of the gifts that the 3 wise men actually brought to Jesus. So it is a highly valued plant with a lot of healing properties. If I was to just name some of the top uses for it, I like to diffuse it for sleep. It's super calming oil. It is also known as an antidepressant in a bottle. So people literally just use frankincense for depression purposes. In Philippines, I know everyone loves to look pretty, and having the whitening effect on the face is something that a lot of people value as well. Frankincense has that ability to freshen up your skin, whiten the skin, remove pigmentation, etc. So this is also for the ladies, highly, highly valued as a beauty oil. The third one is also, well, actually third, fourth, fifth are all blends. Third one is something called Deep Relief. It, as its name suggests, the oils in there really help soothe the muscle. And I do want to highlight in particular one ingredient in there called copper yiba. Standalone, you can actually get that oil. And this is an oil that is known in the plant world as the one plant that has the highest anti-inflammatory property. What does that mean? So whenever you're in pain, doesn't matter the kind of pain, whether it's stomach pain, whether it's a neck pain, shoulder pain, if you're in pain, that means your body is in inflammation and therefore copper yiba is the perfect solution to deal with that. Okay, so it's one of the key ingredients in this oil. Fourth oil, Stress Away. Again, the name suggests it all. It's a beautiful sweet scent with some vanilla and lime in it. This is a super distressing brand. And the last oil is really interesting. So for those of you who do have the oil or have purchased the kit, I don't know if you have opened your bottle to smell it, but this is going to smell really bad. Okay, I do not kid you, and I do not pretend that the essential oils are all sweet and pleasant smelling. In fact, if that is what you believe essential oils should be, then we need to correct that. Essential oils are not and should not be only used for scent purposes and just sweet aroma purposes. That's what the modern industry have turned essential oils into. The traditional reason that essential oils have always been used has been medicinal. And the whole point of extracting the essences from the plants is to preserve the property and then to have that property be used on the human being to help us. So in Young Living, and especially when you look at grade A type of essential oils, you're often going to find essential oils that you do not like the smell, okay? Because that is not the point of the essential oil. The essential oil is captured for its healing properties, not for its scent. Rutavala has been described to me by many different people as different things. The one that I think probably sounds the worst is wet socks. So it's like you have like dirty wet socks that just didn't get into the sun. It might smell like that. Okay, it's heavy smelling. And one of the ingredients in there that makes it this way is something called rue. That's R-U-E, rue. And rue in this particular blend plays a very, very important role. Traditionally, rue is actually used in asylums. Okay, when people have gone crazy and they do not know how to calm down, rue is literally applied on the person, and the herbs are used on that person to literally sedate the person. Okay, so the plant of rue is so powerful in its sedation. It is added in Rutavala, which makes it a great sleep oil if somebody really, really struggles with sleep. Okay, but also at the same time, what is really helpful, oh, sorry, I was going down this other track. So if you really, really hate the smell, by the way, but you still want to use it, you can actually apply Rutavala on your big toe. So number one, the big toe clearly is really far away from your nose. Okay, so I will apply on the big toe and sometimes wear socks and cover myself with blanket. I really, really don't want to smell it. But the big toe has acupressure points directly linked to our brain. So it's the perfect place to introduce these oil to help you wind down and rest. Okay, that's just a little bit of a tip how to use that. And by the way, Rutavala is also really a great blend for anything nerve related. So if you have any pain or injuries that's nerve related, this will be a perfect oil for that. All right, we're going to start with our instructions. If you have the PDF, go ahead, refer to that. If not, here's what I'm going to do. I am going to spotlight this. Okay, yeah. So once again, like I mentioned, if you're on your handphone, there usually is 2 screens. So you might have to toggle it, depending whether you want to see the slide or you want to see me, okay? So otherwise, you can look at your PDF downloaded. And if we have any questions later, feel free to ask me. So instruction starts this way. We always use Valor, okay, to begin. As I mentioned earlier, Valor is an oil that helps to calm a person down. And typically, in most of our massage practices, we like to use Valor to bring the person into this place of rest so they are ready for that, receiving the oils. So the way you can do it for yourself, 3 drops of Valor on your hands, on each hand, and then you just hold your shoulders on the opposite side, okay? And simply just take deep breaths. So if you're working on someone else, you can just stand behind the person, place your hands on the person's shoulder, and encourage the person to take a few deep breaths. So number 1, because it's at the shoulder level, they will smell the oils pretty quickly. And this oil is going to just help begin to calm the person down and bring a sense of restfulness. Once that is done, what we're going to do is we're going to take our frankincense. You're going to apply the frankincense on the LC. So everyone remember the LC? It's just this gentle little spot here. And if you can see my slides, over at the sides here, okay, these two sides, do apply the frankincense as well. Okay, so I'm going to apply the frankincense to this whole area and to the LC. So if you're asking where this area is, as you touch the area, you should feel your bone. So that's the area that we're looking for. The craniosacral bone is a really good place to actually apply oils to support the oils to get into the system. Okay, so what you're going to do is after applying the oil across this entire section, you can start on either side near the ears, okay? And you're going to draw circular motion from the ear to the center, okay? If you don't have a tool with you, you can practice with your hand. So using your hand, you can also add pressure and massage to the center, okay? The tool is used to, for those who have received it, it usually comes with like a pointed area with a little round ball kind of shape. So today we might go a little bit faster because in the class, we do have people that do not have the kit. So they'll literally just be staring at all of us. But when you're practicing this on your own, I'm going to suggest that you take your time, okay? Take your time, feel the pressure, and actually just breathe into it. This entire process can really just help you to calm down, just doing this alone, okay? So 3 times on each side. Step number 3, you're going to apply Valor to the entire same area, LC and the side, okay? By the way, frankincense is also a highly oxygenating oil, which means it delivers oxygen to your brain really, really fast. So with Valor, let's do exactly the same. Circular motion, massage to the center. Okay. And repeat. So the frankincense and the Valor applied to this part of your head, the back. Number 1, delivers oxygen. Number 2, it brings a sense of calm to the body and prepares the body. Okay. So this first 3 steps should be quite straightforward. We're going to get to the exciting part right now. Okay. Now, stay with me. Don't worry. Like I mentioned, you have the notes downloaded. So we just got to take 1 step at a time. So here's what you're going to do. Find your C7. Everyone remember how to find it? Start your palm at the base, okay, where the bone is. 1 palm, 2 palm. That's where your C7 is, okay? What you're going to do is you're going to apply the next oil, deep relief, at the side of the neck, coming down to where C7 is near, okay? You can apply it beside the spine and also at the side of the neck. So in the slides where you see the dark green arrows are, those are the areas that side of the spine, and the 2 arrows coming down, those are the areas. I'm going to just apply my deep relief. Remember, beside my spine, all the way down to C7 area and by the side. Okay. By the way, this side of your neck is a really important area to massage regularly. This is where the big nerve, the vagus nerve, sits. The vagus nerve, when you stretch it and when you gently massage it all the time, it will activate your parasympathetic system as well. It will help you rest. And for people who tend to get nervous, just stretching and massaging these sides of the neck is super helpful because you're massaging the vagus nerve. Okay. So now that you have applied the oil, okay, we're going to show you how you're going to start. So if you look at 4.1, you're doing crisscrossing upwards along the spine until the base of the skull. So remember C7? So at the side of the spine, I'm doing very gentle massaging motion as if I'm doing cross stitch or like tying shoelace. Okay. Always be careful as you're working around the spine area. So anyway, repeat. As I was saying, as you're working around the spine area, be gentle so you can gauge your own strength. Why do we do crisscross techniques? So whenever we cross the center portion of our body, the left and the right, what we're doing is we're helping the brain connect the left hemisphere to the right hemisphere, and therefore it helps us become cognitively clearer and more balanced. Okay. So massage all the way. Okay. Now, the instructions on 4.2 is to have the deep relief, apply the deep relief using method in step 2. So remember, coming back to near the ears, I will do in circular motion to the center and the other side. And I repeat 3 times on each side. Remember to take breaths in. This should be enjoyable and not something that you're rushing through, okay? Step number 4.3, okay? You're going back to the C7 area, but this time around, you're finding the spaces between the vertebrae. So if you're actually watching us and doing hands-on right now, just gently feel along the spine right now. Some of us probably can feel the little bumps, okay? Our vertebrae are like little blocks stacked on top of one another. And there's always a little bit of space between. So when you feel it going downwards, it's the space between the vertebrae. Especially if you bend your head a little bit, you might be able to feel it a little bit better. Okay. Now, if you really don't, especially some of the guys that I've worked with and they're a little bit more bulky, they may not be able to feel it. That's perfectly all right. What you're going to do, start at C7. If you can locate those spaces between the vertebrae, you will just do a gentle massage into it. Right now, remember, you're actually working on the spine itself, not even on the side. So remember to always go gentle. In fact, it's really good that you're learning self-application right now. That helps you to understand the amount of strength to use so that when you actually apply on somebody else, you'll be gentle because you definitely do not want to poke into the person's spine. It will become very painful. Okay. So that's 4.3. Okay. 4.4 is where I think it's really nice when you actually have the massage tool. This is, by the way, a gua sha tool. So usually in Chinese massage, we use this a lot. It comes in all sorts of shape. And the one that you're seeing right now that I have in front of me, It's probably similar to the ones that was sent out. So it's got a nice little sharp end. Well, not sharp, it's like rounded ball end. And then it has a little bit of a flatter end, right? Kara, let me see yours. I want to see.
Some have a flat end and some are both pointed, the smaller one and pointed one at the edge.
Okay,
So,
okay.
yeah.
So if you have the flat end, it's helpful to do this last part of scraping. So by the way, at any one point in time, if you feel like I want to apply more oils, go ahead. Okay. There's no such thing as, oh, you can only apply it once, you can only apply one drop. Some people like a lot of oils on themselves, some people like just a little bit. So the deep relief, then you're going to come to the side. Remember where we talk about the vagus nerve? Make sure you're not pointing it perpendicular. You want to slant it and scrape it downwards. Okay. 3 times. This actually is very, very comforting. A lot of people like this as a stand-alone way to help themselves relax. Right.
Kai, question.
Yes.
Since we have the rollers sent out, are the rollers okay
Yes. So you can use the
as
rollers
the
as well.
alternative for the?
Yeah, yeah. For I do have, let me see where's. Yeah, deep relief comes in a bottle, but it also can come in a roller bottle like this. And yeah, so for some people, they actually like to use it and just add pressure and go down the swing. Just also know that with that, the only thing sometimes I'm a little bit more sticky around this is it might pour out a lot of oils with the roller. If you don't mind that, the roller ball itself acts as a really nice pressure tool as well. Yeah. And again, if you don't have a tool, use your hand. So I like to, rather than the fingertip, I like to use the side of my finger and scrape with the oil. Yeah. So the same that you can do for this side. Work on the vagus nerve. Okay. So basically, this is the most complicated it can ever get. Okay. We're going to do with stress away and then we do with deep relief. So for those of the guys who have the stress away, so then we can run through it for everybody to make sure everybody understands. I'm going to put a few drops of stress away, repeating exactly the same thing across the back, okay, down the sides of my neck. Ah, stress away is so nice. It's a sweet smelling oil. So go down to C7 and do your crisscross. Okay. Crisscrossing. And then repeat again. So all this gentle pressure helps to stimulate a lot of the nerves and the meridians connected to this area. Okay. And then after that, remember your circular motion from near the ear. Start off rotating in circular motion to the center, and then go to the other side. Massage to the center, and then repeat. And while we're doing this in the evening, for those of you who have the oils, you can go to bed after this. Okay. So choose your pressure. It doesn't always have to be super hard for some people, especially when you're working on kids. Check what they enjoy. For some of them, they may not like the strength, but the adults do, because we usually have like aching necks, aching shoulders, right? So after that, what you're going to do is then go down to C7 section again, and then it's in between. I'm trying to position myself so you guys can see. in between. The third time. And then scrape the side. 1, 2, and 3. This also, by the way, moves your lymphatic system. 1, 2, and 3. So all of these massage have so much benefits. So these areas are where our lymph nodes are as well. So as you work through this, you're also improving the circulation in the body. So the lymphatic system is kind of like the drainage system of the human body. So as our body detoxes and clears stuff, you want all of these to be expelled rather than to be stuck somewhere. So moving these areas are particularly good. Okay. After stress away is where we use our best smelling oil for tonight. Okay. Rutavala. So if you have the Rutavala, grab hold of that. And then put a couple of drops. It was really interesting when I was teaching a class in Indonesia just a couple of weeks ago. I tried to introduce the oil Rutavala with some peppermint in it, because for me, typically, if anything smells bad, I like to add peppermint. Okay. But funnily enough, in that class, I had a lot of guys. It was a corporate workshop. And the men, they didn't like the smell, but they hated it worse when I added peppermint. So they just say, give us the real thing. Just let it smell bad. Okay. So again, let's start. This is the last round for everyone. Okay. Crisscrossing motion. I am already going a little bit faster tonight. So like I will stress, if you have time for yourself and if you're working on somebody else, slow down, take the opportunity to help the person just breathe. Rutavala, because of its positive impact on nerves, it's often used as an oil to support patients recovering from strokes. Yeah. So this is a highly valued oil, no matter how smelly it is. Okay. Circulate from the ear to the center. Again. So this definitely wouldn't be one of those oils that I would diffuse, because a lot of people like to diffuse scents for sleeping. This definitely does not fall in that category. Okay, and then go down to C7 area. Massage very gently. 3 times. Last time. This, for sure, when you're doing on somebody else, the recipient, I've seen in classes, the recipients can fall asleep. Okay, doing on yourself is kind of a different story. You're gonna stay awake, right? Okay, last bit to scrape. 1, 2, 3. By the way, the scraping sometimes might leave a little bit of red marks, and that's perfectly fine. It goes away. It's just circulation moving through. Okay. And to complete all of this, we take Valor. So in most of these healing massages that you see, we always start with Valor and we end with Valor. So it starts by calming the person and introducing this sense of restfulness. And we always close with Valor as a way to, just as almost like a sacred step to complete the process and to seal in everything. So I like to put, I love vela. So wrap that around your back. Again, yeah, see? So I'm going to just demonstrate without the tool, For any one of you watching right now with no tool, no oils, don't worry. Even the massages self-stimulates. So it's just take your finger, gently massage. So you don't always have to have your tool with you. If you're out, you're waiting for transport, you're sitting in the car, and you're feeling foggy brain, you're feeling tired, do this. This is super helpful to stimulate. Yeah. All the way to the center. And then and that's it. This is the whole NAT protocol to support you. Okay. Now, let me just continue very quickly and I'll take questions towards the end. Okay. Oh, how did I jump to Q&A here? Oh, no. Okay. Totally wrong. I opened the wrong slides. Please excuse me. Hang on a minute. Stop share. This was actually meant for my other class in Singapore. So, and show. Okay. Philippines. There we go. This is what we're going to be doing. Because right now, well, some people might be finishing up. We're actually going to do a giveaway. So in all, Kara's like,
yeah.
Would you like me to give you a little bit of time? We'll do the giveaway after. Kara, you prepare?
Sure.
Yeah, so I will talk through the next section first, okay? Let's move my slide a little bit.
Someone asked a while ago, what if they don't have Rutavala? Are there any alternatives?
Do you have vetiver or valerian in Philippines?
Vetiver.
Vetiver or valerian?
Valerian. I don't know about valerian.
Okay. Okay, so if you really don't, it's not a direct substitute, but I do have people using Tranquil. Do you have Tranquil on? Yeah. It's not a direct substitute, but I do know that in some protocols, in some adaptation, they have used that. Yeah. Okay. So while Carol prepares so that we can do our giveaway in a short while, because she has the whole spinning wheel thing that is really fun. Let's very quickly just, because there will be people interested in how to get the oils. So let me talk through this very quickly. So if you decide that you would like to purchase some oils from Young Living and get your own shopping account started, these are just some of the options you have. So you can start off with the Premium Experience Set, which actually has 10 oils and a bottle of massage oil in there. Okay, so the blends may sound a little bit strange to you because we haven't had a chance to talk through all of them today, except Vela and Deep Relief are in here. The others, RC is really good for respiratory issues. Digest is for digestion. Thieves, you might have heard of before. It's a really good immune supporting oil. Purification, also immune supporting and for purifying the air. Okay. There are also 4 single oils in there: lemon, peppermint, lavender, and frankincense. So out of the 5 oils that we are using tonight, you have Vela, Deep Relief, and frankincense, all found in this kit. So this kit comes available with 3 different types of diffuser. So over here, you see the cute little one that's called the Feather Hour Diffuser. It's really popular with kids, but I do know a lot of adults love it too. So that's for 8,600 peso. If you prefer different designs, there are these two different ones and for 8825. Now, if you're not looking for the premium set, and by the way, if let's say you decide to choose the premium set, but you're wondering what to do with all the rest of the oils, please know that we will always be teaching. So you will begin to learn how to use the oils for every daily thing that you could use them with. The everyday experience set is a smaller kit with just 5 oils in there. This is for someone not ready to purchase 10 different oils, but really want to start. Okay, so in here you're going to have lavender, peppermint, digest, RC, lemon, plus your diffuser. Okay. Now, we always run a 24-hour promo in our class. So for this particular class, if you decide to get a starter kit that's of 100 PV value, that's not the price. It's just a way that it's a point system that we can talk about it later and explain it to you. If you buy a starter kit by 9 p.m. tomorrow, 14 September, we're actually gifting a free 5 ml frankincense. And the frankincense, based on retail price, is 2380 pesos. We also have other 24 hours promo that you can avail. Here are 2 different options. The first one, a lot of you guys have been asking us because you missed that deadline to purchase your tryout kit. So you can buy, oh, I'm sorry. Please excuse my writing again. It's not the Digest RC Lemon. I don't know how that appeared here, but the kit should include Valor, Stress Away, Frankincense, Deep Relief, and Rutabaga. All the 5 oils that you're using right now, they are diluted because we do not want somebody to start off with the actual neat oils, the oils without any dilution. So do know that they are diluted. And then it also comes with one of the massage tube. So that toolkit can be purchased just for 300 pesos for you to try out and decide whether this is something that works for you and, you know, whether you want to invest in a kit later on. And the second option is you can order individual oils at 10% off retail price. So for the full price list, and if you want to get any of the kits, what you can do is then to connect with Cara to find out the prices. That's her email over there. That's kyub101@yahoo.com. Okay, so let's just just closing this up, and then we'll go to the draw. Yes, so if any one of you would like to connect with me, that's my email, my IG handle, and our team website, onedrop.sg. And Cara and her team runs a Facebook group. It's called Healing Oils. You can scan this QR code right now and join the group immediately, where they will continue all sorts of different oily education and help with questions and answers in there as well. Okay, so this would sum up everything that we talked about tonight. I'm going to go back to Cara. I'm going to stop share here. Cara, are you ready to do the draw? Okay, so we are giving away 3 bottles of 5 ml peppermint. And I had to say this, peppermint is my favorite oil, even though it's not one of the oils that's used in the NAT process. It is a multi-purpose oil. You can use it for digestion, you can use it for headache, you can use it if you're feeling chesty, cold and cough, okay? So it's my go-to oil for everything, even sleep. There are people who can't sleep with peppermint, but I do, okay? Cara, you want to unmute yourself and... Oh, yes, still
But
muted.
yeah, there you go. Kindly check if your name is there. And if your name is going to be drawn, kindly react on our chat. So if you won't be reacting, we will cancel it and do another draw. So I included everyone except May and Kai.
All
Oh,
righty.
yeah, good. Please alert me if you don't see your name. Thank you. Okay, so
Hey, look for your name. Look for your
oh,
name.
sorry. I typed
Mom
in.
Don's name is not
Yeah.
there.
Yes, I added her.
Okay.
Can you see it now? Is it the only one missing? Okay, are we all good? Okay, so let's do the
Yay.
first one.
Yeah, I love this. Yeah, you guys have a fun way of doing this. I'm like,
Yeah, so that it will be fair.
okay, who's getting the first
Oh,
one? Mm,
that.
he did.
You need to contact us. We don't know Mom Idet.
So to just check is if that is here, you can.
Yay,
Yay, you
there.
are. Yay. So
Okay,
that
congratulations.
make sure you have Kara's email because otherwise she doesn't know how to send the bottle of
Yes.
oil to you. Okay.
Okay, next one.
Dun, 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 dun. I feel like playing a drum. Faith! Oh my goodness, Faith!
Okay, Faith.
Thank you so much. Yes, thank you.
And the last one goes to
Yay! Who's going to be the last person? This is Xiao Wei, who is not.
Kai would be Kai would be in charge.
Don't worry, Xiao Wei's one. Let me handle it.
Yeah. Could we draw one more here in the Philippines?
Yes. Yeah.
Because I have 3.
Oh, Xiao Wei is so sweet.
That's. Oh, congratulations, Melody.
Melody!
Yes, okay.
Yay!
I'm stopping now. Yes.
Oh,
Congratulations.
Xiaohui, thank you so
Joey,
much. Xiaohui, by
Melody.
the way, is based in Malaysia and she's one of our very, very active leaders. But thank you, guys. Okay, so I am available to take questions. So open for any questions. Feel free to type in the chat. I can see that there's been a lot of chat. I may not be able to follow up with everything. So if you have a question right now, put it in the chat or feel free to unmute yourself so I can talk to you immediately. So Marianne asked, how about for kids? Is it the same amount of oil we apply? Yeah, so you can apply a lesser drops. The oils are very, very safe on the kids. Except for deep relief, that might be a little bit spicier because there's peppermint inside. Everything else is super gentle. So depending on the age of the kid, yeah, I would easily do anywhere from 1 to even 2 or 3 drops if they're older. Yeah. And if you're really concerned, you can always dilute the oils and use it on them. Yeah. Is the massage okay to give to those with high blood pressure? Yes, Diana, definitely. Yeah. But with any kind of condition, we always ask that you monitor the person. In fact, this will be really, really great for just helping them calm down if that's the reason for their high blood pressure. Okay. But otherwise, help them rest. And rest is always so important to support our body to heal. Yeah. So Diana, definitely. Okay.
Someone asked, what about those with problems with clotting? Like, what's that? The varicose veins.
What veins? Varicose?
Varicose veins, they have issues with clotting.
Yeah. So you can't, well, this NAT is not going to help that. Yeah. But it's definitely no harm using that to support rest. Yeah. Vanessa, how do we know if the oil is legit or not? I'm not super sure about your question in terms of you're referring to the bottles we're sending to you, or in terms of in general, whether you're talking about how to look for good oils. So let me answer the second question. In terms of looking for a good oil in the market, it's actually really important to do some research on the company. So I wouldn't take every word for it for marketing. Like I mentioned to you, in Singapore itself, I have seen oils that were delivered to me with the packaging that says pure. Yeah. And it's nothing pure in there. When I open it and I smell it, I can literally smell the chemical in there. So, and I would encourage you to ask the companies questions. So if you're walking into an essential oil shop, ask them, where do they get their plants from? Where do they get their oils? How do they control the quality, etc.? So people who are in the business to produce quality oils, they would have the answers. Yeah, but unfortunately, most of the time I've walked into shops and I ask, and they can't tell me where the products are from. They can't tell me where the farms are at, who's controlling the quality of the oil, or the differentiation of how they distill the oils. So all of that is pretty important to ask. So earlier on, I did mention the industry is a little bit unregulated. So there isn't a governing body that says, I can check through all the oils and then certify these to be the good ones. So that's kind of the loophole in the industry. So my advice to people is always ask questions, chit chat with the people that, you know, are from the company or sell the oils, and find out what they know and read your labels. So there are companies that will be also quite transparent, and, you know, they might actually reveal that they have mixed in something. And the other thing that I would, well, this is more based on long-term use. If you have an essential oil that you're regularly getting from one company and it smells the same all the time, I would say something's wrong with that. Okay. So if any one of you here drinks wine, okay, I'm going to use the analogy. If you drink wine, there is no way, okay, from the same farm, they're going to produce the same tasting wine all the time. No way. Because if you want to keep it as is, and, you know, the way nature has produced it. And when we talk about the growing of grapes for wine, because of the season, the soil, the wind, the amount of rain, all of that changes the taste. So the same applies to your plant. So if you're getting essential oil from a company and you're constantly getting the same smell, it is controlled, which means that they have added additives in it. That is not a pure essential oil. Yeah. So that's a very interesting telltale sign as well. Yeah. A lot of people think that it should be standardized. No, it shouldn't be. If you eat an orange, okay, an orange that you buy from the same supermarket today, no matter what brand, let's just say Sunkist. If you buy it this week and you buy it 2 weeks later, I hope you're not asking for a refund because the orange tastes different. Because then you really need to question what kind of orange are you having. Okay, so same theory. Yeah, I hope that helps. Yeah, cool. Okay, I do have a lot of questions suddenly. Okay, let's see. Is it safe for infants in terms of using this procedure? Yes, it is. But my only question is, why is the infant doing this? Because the infant should be quite relaxed and quite happy to be sleeping. So you don't really have to do that much, unless you're saying that the infant might have a nervous system condition or brain condition. I would say highly dilute the oils. Okay. Rose, and what oil is the best for people with anxiety? Ooh, that's a lot actually. But my tip is look for oils that are from big trees. So nature has this way of serving us. So you guys must have seen all these cute little Instagram things all over the place where they show you a walnut is good for the brain, you know, or like how nature always hints at what it is serving you and how it's helping your body. Okay. Big trees are super grounding. So when they are actually distilled and the essence of the oil, that same thing delivered to us calms you down, and the whole deep, and also big trees have really deep roots. So that sense of groundedness is super helpful. So if you ask me, I think of oils like frankincense. Frankincense is a huge tree. Okay. If you don't want something so expensive, cypress. Cypress is another tree that is humongous. Idaho balsam fir is another one that I will go to. It's now called Gwen fir. Okay, so these are really good. Cedar wood is another one. Very, very grounding. Okay. Do you have another NAT session? I would love to. In fact, very exciting. I love to, I'm actually coming to Philippines in November. Yeah, after don't know how many years of COVID, I've not touched Philippines. So we're going to be traveling to Cebu, Manila, and Baguio. Okay. And we'll definitely look at doing some of these classes. So in person, I think that our initial conversation is we'll do NAT. I think that will be something that people will enjoy. We might also do raindrop, which is another technique that I highly recommend for people who want to boost their immune system, whether it's fighting dengue, fighting COVID. If you're concerned about all of this and improving your health in general, raindrop will be another huge one. But the online one, let us look into it. So we've started off with a round of 6 different classes online. This is our 4th one. We have a 5th and 6th one coming on different topics. After this cycle, we might do another cycle with interesting topics. So if any one of you guys over here go, I really want to learn about this or what to do for certain issues that we might have, make sure you email us, tell us, so that we know how to prepare for the classes, okay? Ravina, yes. So super diluting oils for sure. Yeah. Let's see, victories. Yes, seeing everybody in Philippines. Okay. If you DIY essential oils, do you consider it therapeutic? That's a very interesting question, Benita. Yeah. Here's an interesting thing that I learned about putting oils together. Now, if you're really looking at creating something therapeutic, there is a science and an art to it. So if you're just doing it for scent and you're just blending things together for fun, for like a roller that, you feel that it's nice smelling perfume, that's perfectly fine. Do it DIY anyway. But if you're looking at something that you want to create specific healing, I would say make sure you either refer to books that gives you recipes really, and you will see that the recipes are very specific. 10 drops of something, 6 drops of something. So there are guidebooks that have these recipes documented. So I would go for that. Yeah. Otherwise, like I mentioned, if it's for smell, it's for fun, it's just to make you feel happy, don't worry. Okay. Perfectly okay to mix your oils together. Yes. Ooh. Have I covered all the questions? Okay. So thank you very much, everyone. I've enjoyed teaching this class a lot too. Okay. You will receive another email from us probably tonight or tomorrow, just to make sure that you have our information, etc. And yeah, so if, like I mentioned earlier, if you would like to know about certain things, please make sure you reply me. I'll be the person sending out that email actually. So just pop it into the email so that I can begin to plan whether it's our next online class or for our in-person class in Philippines in November. That will be November 18. I will be in Philippines November 18 to 4th of December. So two good weeks of traveling. So I'll see you guys around in there, and I'll love to see you guys in person. Okay, so join us in our online classes, in our in-person classes. And yeah, I just really want people to learn how to use the essential oils well to really take care of their health. Okay. Thank you, everyone, for tonight. And we will see you soon for our very next class. Okay. Good night, everyone. Bye.
Good
night.
Thank you.
Night.
Thank you and good night.